Hi Capricorn, here is a general look at your solar chart for March 2013, and it's a very busy time socially. You could be meeting and greeting more than usual, or gathering information over the net, or learning stuff, mixing and mingling, getting out and about more, getting your head around things that you're not used to. But definitely communications, education, travel, not particularly long distance travel maybe, but travel is more highlighted. That's where the sun is, and that's where the sun is always at this time of the year. It always comes around into this area, but this year it's got a lot of planets in there emphasizing that area even more. Venus is in there oiling the wheels, bringing grace and fluency and flow to your way of speaking, writing, or expressing yourself anyway, in whatever way that is, which can be very handy if you're trying to sort something out with somebody, or negotiate something, or settle a feud, or if you're connected to the arts, it's a very good one for that. And it tends to make what you're hearing around you more appealing or entertaining, or it tends to make your sort of self-talk in your head that little bit more positive, that little bit more accepting, really, of what's going on around you, and it can make you, as I say, more articulate. So definitely work that Venus energy in whatever way you need to, and it can just help you feel in a more positive frame of mind, and maybe you hear the words around you, or you hear something around you which you feel supports you in some way, but also you could be the one that is giving the supportive words to others. Mercury is in that area, has been in that area for a while now, and it will continue to stay there until mid-April. And Mercury here means that your mind, your conversations, your ideas will be centered around maybe certain paperwork or correspondence, or over the net, or out and about in the area or the locality, connecting with others and learning things together, and sort of picking up on that sort of vibe, very much on the mental level. You know, it will accelerate probably your mental processes, because Mars is in this area too. It's been in there since beginning of February, and it will stay till the 12th of March. So Mars tends to accelerate the mental processes, maybe puts more of a demand on you to get your head around things. There could be more on your plate there, more deadlines or schedules or assignments, or just stuff that you've got to deal with on that mental level, or maybe it's meeting and greeting, mixing and mingling, maybe that's going on as well, over Skype, over the phone, over whatever else we've got now. And there's so many new things that happen every day, I can't keep up. So you being right firmly in the stream of information exchange anyway, and it's also connected to communications equipment, so there could be not only more interaction with those, but issues with them. Maybe some of you are upgrading or need something fixed, or whatever it is, and that goes for vehicles, because those are instruments of communication, physical communication as well. And so it can be transport in general, not just a vehicle that maybe is yours that you use, but it can be also buses, planes, trains, and it can mean that you're having more there's more activity revolving, or rather making use of these sorts of things in your life just at the moment, and you having to develop your people skills and your communication skills just now, because others may want to hear your opinion, or others may want to hear what you've got to say about things, and sharing your knowledge, not just the other way around. But with Mars there, you can't, if you're channeling the Mars energy through you, that Mars energy can be very feisty, it's impatient, it can be blunt, abrupt. So you can come across in that sort of a way, which maybe isn't you normally. But you can, others can experience you as being a little bit over the top in what you're saying, rushing ahead, making decisions before they've even had a chance to think it through, or whatever, taking action on an idea before really you've thought it through properly. So just watch out for that. Also, put that round the other way. It might mean that objectively around you, there's some tension there, and there can be crossing of swords, because there's different opinions flying around. There can be some conflict, so you can just sort of put a damper maybe on on that, because it's to do with the Mars energy. And Mars moves out of there on the 12th and goes to the root of your chart for around about 6 weeks. And then that appetite that you had for flying hither and thither, or education, or being sort of very much in this information exchange mode, then it gets quieter, it simmers down, and it means that you could be busier than usual, but in your private life, or to do with your home, or your space, or a space, or a base of operations. It might not be your home, but it's somewhere within a locality. It's very local, and it's also to do with how you're feeling and who you're with, and family members. So it might be to do with connecting with family members, or extended family, people who you consider to be part of your private inner circle. And because of them, or because of a property, or maybe even a property deal, or a place on the map, which isn't your normal home, more physical effort would be demanded from you, more stamina would be demanded from you, and it can mean that you can be a bit more touchy. But people can get at you more easily. You can feel a bit more sensitive. You are a very sensitive sign. I know you hide it very well, but you are a very sensitive sign. You're one of the most sensitive signs of the zodiac. So, but you're very, very good at just sort of chin up and carrying on, and you're kind of ignoring it, but there might be a little bit of tension there anyway, and so the energies might get pent up, and just be aware that it's maybe patterns from the past, or in fact a blast from the past. Something about the past maybe coming into the present, which is maybe getting your goat a bit at the moment. But generally, Mars in that area there means that you can get an awful lot done through family, with family, extended family, to do with a property, to do with a space inside, outside. And then of course Venus comes in there, which oils the wheels beautifully for you on the 22nd. So it's between the 12th and the 22nd really, that you might have to watch out a bit, because when Venus is in there, even though people can get hot under the collar, also Venus is the great harmonizer and balancer, and Venus in there throws this very sociable, friendly, intimate light into the roots of your chart, meaning that you're more in the mood to make the best of things with those around you, or the place you're in, decorate a space, maybe embellish a space. So with Mars and the Sun and Venus in there, maybe some of you are doing spring cleaning and DIYing. I mean, it could be like that as well. But Venus will tend to balance out and harmonize anything going on with family. So if there has been, or extended family, if there has been those sort of, I don't know, skeletons rattling in the closet, or something that needs clearing up with someone, then the whole of the month, actually, when Venus is in the previous area and in the next area, is a good time to contact that person, or to just sit down and have a quiet little heart-to-heart talk with that person. And probably because Venus is in that both of those areas, them out there will feel more like having that heart-to-heart talk with you, and then you shaking hands on things, whether it's to do with the personal life or a business deal or whatever it is. It's more likely that this balancing energy will be helping you. Okay, so around about the 23rd, 24th, Mars is going to be crossing paths with Uranus, which can make for a very sort of unexpected energy, a jittery energy, or an energy where something surprises you, it wasn't in the plan. So that can be happening there. Just watch out for that one. And then 29th, 30th, 31st, there's another little transiting, a little transit going on there, affecting the Sun and Venus. And again, you can feel something quite deeply there, or in fact things become a little bit more involved. There's more riding on what's happening in a relationship, but in the first stage of it, the 29th, it can just be a turn of events which is quite surprising, or takes you aback maybe a little bit, or maybe it doesn't take you aback, maybe it is planned, but when it does actually go off, it's not quite how you expected it to be. So maybe a little sort of flutter into those areas there, 23rd, 24th, and also right the last 3 days of the month. So I thought those were worth a mention, but they're very, very brief. Each month I mention the slower moving outer planets. Well, I am now anyway, so I'll mention which part of your sign they're going to be affecting. Jupiter's in your area of health, work, employment. That means for the year that Jupiter's there, and Jupiter's done a half a year already, there are going to be new doors opening in the area to do with improving health, improving the work situation, improving the health of somebody else that maybe you are concerned about. There definitely will be opportunities there, and of course sometimes we have to seek to really discover what those opportunities might amount to. So you can improve things through diet and exercise, but also through therapies, remedies, and general care of your physical, mental, emotional, but also in other ways as well, to do with perhaps it's not the whole job or the whole daily sort of tasks that they're going to change. It might be, it might not be. It might be that you're doing them in a different way. You've got a different approach. So employers or colleagues will tend to be more that you'll learn a lot. You'll learn a lot through them, and they'll tend to be more appreciative of you and learn from you as well. And you Capricorns born between the 28th of December and the 3rd of January, or with 7 to 13 degrees rising, going to feel this energy the most this month. Saturn is now in a more helpful angle to your sun sign than it was before. So for the next 2 years, Saturn is demanding that you put a steady flow of energy into group efforts, maybe friendships, a hierarchy, a social circle. But I say a steady flow of energy. One of the ways Saturn works is actually it holds you away from, you feel a lack in that area. And so therefore you have to build, you have to cultivate others. You feel as though things, you know, could do with being improved. And Saturn, you know, is a great builder planet vibration. So you can only establish yourself in a pecking order or with a group, of a social group, whether it's a professional one or a personal one, gradually, inch by inch, step by step, poco a poco. And then you go up the levels like you do as the goat. You know, the goat loves to climb. And so slowly, slowly, slowly up you'll go. And you Capricorns between the 30th of December and the 3rd of January, or with 9 to 13 degrees rising, going to feel this energy the most this month. Uranus, Uranus, the great energy of change and surprise, is going to be at the root of your chart until 2019. That means that very much that you might feel the rug pulled out from under you, or you might experience a very, very radical change at the very roots of your life. That's to say, living in a different place, or very, very radical things changing the dynamic within the family. There's lots of coming and going and toing and froing with this Uranian energy at the root of your chart. So maybe you've got a very shifting, changing, or you have experienced this in your base of operations, or maybe it's a working place, maybe it's a living space, but ups and downs there, and on another level, you yourself within you are changing the way you feel, sense that you are, or you're changing within, and you're slowly transforming within, and coming closer gradually to who you truly are on what your greater identity is. So bringing your smaller identity into alignment with your greater identity, your small self with your bigger self. And external events can, take you back, and you just have to be very, very flexible and go with the flow. And progress is likely to come in short and sometimes unexpected hops across the board of life. You Capricorns born between the 27th of December and 27th and 31st of December, or with 6 to 10 degrees rising, going to feel this energy the most at the moment. Uranus is going to be in there for a few more years. During this, the transit of Neptune, you may become more interested in the psychological or occult side of things, the spiritual side, the psychic side. Maybe some of you will develop your psychic side, or go and do a course in psychology, or look into some of these techniques and methods which use the power of the mind to manifest what you want. Also, you could develop your imagination or artistic ability to a higher level. You may get into things that you never thought you would take seriously in all your life. You may start getting very involved in those areas like metaphysics or interdimensional travel. So definitely you may come to the conclusion that what you thought was written in stone actually is just an illusion. And you Capricorns born between 23rd and 26th of December, or with 2 to 5 degrees rising, going to feel this energy the most this month. Pluto is in your sign. Choices in your life have to come from a very deep place. This is a very intense energy, sensitizing you, making you feel that the world is turning topsy-turvy, and you will have an array of new options presenting themselves, but you yourself are changing from the inside out. You yourself are in this chrysalis, or in this egg, and you're picking your way out of the old world, the old frame, the old way, into this new this new dawn, this new universe. And you should listen to the most primitive part of your instinctive knowing when you're making decisions about which way to go. And Capricorns born between the 30th of December and the 2nd of January, with 9 to 12 degrees rising, will feel this energy most this month. That's it for March. If you know your rising sign or your moon sign, find them, and it'll add to or subtract from what I've said here. And also, may I just say, if you have emailed me, I do apologize for keeping you waiting so long. I've had a lot on my plate, and there's only me doing it all. So I will get round to answering your email, and I just really do appreciate your patience on this one, and also your interest. And I'll see you the next time.